Slack gang, what's good with you, baby? It's your boy Strizzy. Welcome back. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back to Secure the Bag Week 8 already, man. I seriously can't believe it's already Week 8 already. But, today we're going to go through each game, betting on the money line picks, essentially, choosing the teams in which we think are going to win straight up. And then also, as usual, I'm going to give y'all if you're betting like me, then I'll throw some bets on the Slack Instagram story. What's going on, Pops? Glad you made it in. But as I mentioned on the Tuesday show with a little Slack Express, the NBA starting up. My brother A Dub is away on some business right now, so I'm rolling solo today. But that's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's why Slack's a family. You know what I'm saying? We don't get this done. We don't get it done together. You feel me? So with that being said, man, let's jump into it. You know what I mean? So starting tonight, later on this evening, we got the Vikings at the Chargers. For me personally, I feel like the Chargers offense has fallen off really hard lately. Vikings coming off a tough loss to the Eagles last week. But I think I'm going Chargers at home. I think for this game, both of them are kind of the same team right now, but I'm giving the Chargers the edge at home. Pops, let me know if you're following along. Let me know what you're thinking this week. All right, we getting into the Sunday morning games. No London game this week. No Europe game this week. We're going to start things off. Dolphins visiting the Atlanta Falcons. This game is tricky, man. Falcons looked so good against the Bills 2 weeks ago and then fell short last week against the 49ers. But there's no way they lose to the Dolphins. That defense is way too heavy. There's a high spread of 8 points for the Falcons. And with that being said, man, I can't pick the Dolphins until they get things situated. But I am curious on who's going to be quarterbacking for the Dolphins this week. If they're going to run back with Tua or if they're going to go dig into the bench. So I am taking Falcons in this one. Next games on Sunday morning, we got the Jets at the Bengals. If the Bengals show anything on offense that they showed last week against the Steelers, I'm going with the Bengals. Although I will say this, Jets are eventually going to get their first win. And because of that Bengals defense, like this would be a game to really, go hard and go all in on it. But I am taking the Bengals. They just got way too many weapons. I don't know if the Jets offense can keep up. This one should be a crazy game. And the reason why I say that is because both defenses have been coming to play. But we got the Browns visiting the Patriots. Patriots look like they're going to actually take the AFC North, the AFC East this season. But who knows? Like I said, the Bills aren't that far behind them. But the Patriots have looked actually pretty dang good, and Drake May is looking like the quarterback that they drafted him to be, man. So Vrabel, hats off to Vrabel. So far, the two teams that he's head coached have looked really, really good. So with that being said, I'm definitely taking the Patriots in this one. But I'm also on Shedeur watch. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to see Shedeur get a chance. Dylan Gabriel did not play well last week at all. Lucky for them, the running back for the Browns killed it. I think he had 3 touchdowns on the ground, which got them the dub over a really bad Dolphins team. So defense is coming alive. Probably looking for an under in that game, but I'm definitely taking the Patriots. Next game we got a division rivalry, Giants versus the Eagles. As fun as the Giants have actually been to watch with the Scatterboo and the Jackson Dart connection going on, I still don't know if they're going to be good enough to beat the Eagles. But if the Eagles don't take this game seriously, they can lose. Like I get it. The Giants are missing their best receiver for the season, but if the Eagles don't take the Giants lightly, if we're being, the Giants should be 3-4 right now. They definitely should have beat the Broncos last week, but I am going Eagles. They should get the job done, especially being at home. Next up is the Bills versus my Panthers. This is tricky. The Bills are, the Panthers are 3. We won 3 in a row. It's the first time we won 3 in a row, probably since the Cam Newton era. So I'm kind of high there. But if anything's said about this game, it's that we are not strong enough to beat the Bills. Quarterback play is going to definitely be rough. Bryce Young, high ankle sprain, so he is most likely not going to play in this game. So we're probably looking at Andy Dalton, the backup, to kind of come in there. The only thing that I am hopeful for is the Bills, like all of their offensive weapons except for James Cook, are injured. So they have like no receivers right now, so they're really struggling there. And it definitely looked that way against the Falcons that they lost. But They are coming off a bye week, so some of these guys are probably coming back healthy. So I'm hoping that Rico Dowdle and the Panthers in that running game can do exactly what they've been doing these last 3 weeks and continue to run that ball. But I probably going Bills in this one. Sorry, my Panthers. Got to go against you this week. We have the Bears at the Ravens in this one. Baltimore actually has a high spread because Lamar Jackson is supposed to be back this week, Pops. I'm not sure if you saw that. But with Lamar Jackson coming back, it's his first game back from a hamstring injury. So even though I'm expecting the offense to look a lot better, I kind of think the Bears cover. So definitely will be a different Ravens team that we've been seeing. The first couple of games, even though they were struggling to close those games out, they were still scoring a lot of points. So with Lamar Jackson back at the helm, I expect the Ravens kind of get back on track. If they do lose this game, even with Lamar back, I feel like the division might be out of reach. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. Steelers to me are more pretenders than they are contenders, honestly. But you lose this game and you got to start thinking about, do we what do we fix as far as the defensive coordinator goes? Do we sit Lamar for the remainder of the year? Because they're in need of a real pass rusher, and maybe they can get that in the draft if they end the season with a losing record. But I'm going Ravens just in case. If Lamar plays, I'm definitely going Ravens. But I think it's gonna be closer than we think. We got 49ers at the Texans. I don't know what's going on with the Texans and that offense. I'm going 49ers. The Texans offense has been abysmal. They cannot run the football at all. And honestly, Stroud hasn't been throwing the ball very well either. So I know they got some injuries too. Obviously, Tank Dell's still out. But I don't know, man. The Texans just have not looked very good this year, though I am a little weirded out as to why Houston right now is the current favorite. 49ers, to me, right now are definitely the better team. So that's something to watch out for my gamblers out there. That's a weird spread. Next up, we got another division game. We got the Buccaneers at the Saints. I hope this game ends in a tie. But Buccaneers at Saints, same thing. Offense just looks not great, and I mean it just hasn't looked very good. Buccaneers, obviously, with the poor loss last week against the Lions. Obviously, the Lions are a really good team, but I don't know. I think I was talking to Adam about this. I kind of think that the Baker Mayfield plays better when he's playing with that chip on his shoulder when everybody's kind of counting him out. And now that people are talking about him being kind of the, one of the front runners for MVP, obviously right now, in my opinion, it's Patrick Mahomes as that team continues to get better and climb each week. But he's looked great. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Baker Mayfield is absolutely phenomenal, especially with the injuries to his best receivers going in and out. You got Mike Evans back and then you lose him in the same game. But no matter what, I'm still taking the Bucks. Cowboys, Broncos. This game is very interesting to me. You've got a really good defense that kind of showed. I mean, it's weird because I say really good defense, and they got kind of destroyed by the Giants quarters 1 through 3, and honestly, quarters 1 through 3.5 because I think they scored 33 points in like a matter of like 7 minutes or something crazy. But that Cowboys offense, they got CeeDee Lamb back. Obviously, Javonte Williams and George Pickens, and you got the Broncos defense, and Broncos are at home. This one's tricky for me. I think the Cowboys win this game. I think there are going to be some certain games where that offense is just going to be entirely too much. I don't think the Broncos offense can keep up with Dallas's offense. So even though Broncos are going to make it difficult, I think the Cowboys can get the upset. I think they can, Pops. You know what I'm saying? I know that defense has been really, really bad. But if the Giants can do to the Broncos, if the Cowboys can do to the Broncos what the Giants did to them and just close that game out, that offense is much better than the Giants offense. So I think Cowboys win this game. I think this might be one of the upsets of the week just because of how bad the Cowboys defense has been. So I'm rocking with your boys, Pops. I'm rocking with your boys. We got this game. We got Titans versus the Colts. This one should be a no-brainer. Colts with a 15-point spread, so it's just kind of crazy. I did like how Cam Ward looked last week, but they could not get the dub. So I'm going with the Colts. Obviously, they're so well grounded, man. Great offensive line, great tight end play. Taylor Warren has been phenomenal at the tight end position. Jonathan Taylor, absolute beast, and Danny Jones, the offensive line has been phenomenal. Totally different player than what we saw for the Giants for what 4 seasons. Let's see, getting into the nighttime primetime game, we got the Packers versus Steelers. We got Aaron Rodgers going back against his old team, and Love going against his old quarterback. So this one should be interesting. I'm going Packers, but I do think Aaron Rodgers might show some old school kind of Aaron Rodgers-esque type plays. But Steelers got beat down by the Bengals last week, with a team that has no pass rush, things of that nature. So I think Packers with that pass rush is going to be a little bit more difficult for them to win in this game. So I think Steelers lose. And then last but not least, we got the Monday game. We got the Commanders versus the Chiefs, and obviously the Commanders, Jalen Daniels is out again in this game. He will not be playing in this game. But Chiefs right now they're looking way too good. They're looking like, honestly, right now they're my favorite to win the Super Bowl. That opinion changed really quick. Patrick Mahomes has got a lot of his weapons back. I still think that the Chiefs need to figure out how they could run the football, and maybe that's trading somebody, making a trade for the deadline. But as of right now, I just think the Chiefs are going to go on a crazy win streak, and I don't see anybody beating them in the near future, especially with all the weapons back. So let's go back up in here really quick and see Pops. We see you got the Falcons like that. Oh, Falcons close because Falcons are so inconsistent. Yeah, I feel you on that. Bengals, yeah, put you on there. Eagles, got the Bills. Ravens if Lamar plays. Agreed. Actually, I should have mentioned that too. Ravens if Lamar plays. If Lamar does not play, Bears all the way. Niners for sure. We got the Bucks. Thinking Cowboys get the upset. I agree with you there, like I mentioned. And then Colts and Packers. Yeah, that's what's up. That's really kind of it. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to go through and make sure we got the picks in for the Secure the Bag segment, one of my favorite segments, honestly. And then, like I mentioned, for all my NFL gamblers, if you will, matter of fact, I got to play for NBA too. So I'm actually going to put 3 plays on the story today. So if you're not following the Instagram Say Like a Champ podcast, make sure you're following us so you can make sure you don't miss those plays. And hopefully I can hit for y'all like I did a couple weeks ago. But yeah, man, that's basically it. You know what I mean? But for my brother A-Dub, safe travels, brother. Hope you get back safely and all that kind of fun stuff. Shout out to my boy Matt Marcus. I saw him out golfing this past week too, doing his thing as always. I miss both of y'all, and tune back into the show is upcoming next Tuesday, and hopefully we'll get the band back together. But you know what I'm saying? Until then, it's your boy Strizzy, you know what I'm saying? And I'm out.